Well, the scoring's been good from both players. 14 maximums from Van Gerwen, 13 from Price. But the man who has shown the killer instinct on more occasions than any other in this modern era, Michael Van Gerwen, already looking to lay down a marker.
140.
A very decent visit there.
Well, one thing I just need to get off my chest is the fact that
80.
saying Gerwyn Price is wrong, of course, it's Gerwyn Price. And saying Michael Van Gerwen is wrong. He's almost adopted the English way of saying his name because he's actually called Michael van Gerwen.
That's a mouthful.
96.
I might stick to my anglicised version.
Precisely why we do.
140.
What about this for a start from the world number one? On a double after 9 darts. And if Gerwyn Price is not paying attention,
140.
I think he may be in for a game here. Double 18, no problem.
First leg, Michael Van Gerwen.
If there's anybody in world darts who knows how to kick on a night where there are potentially 2 games, a semi-final and final, it is Michael Van Gerwen. Our European tour, which is played in countries like Denmark, the Netherlands, Germany, Czech Republic. We're going to Hungary next year for the very first time.
100.
Michael Van Gerwen has won over 30 times on the European tour. Gerwyn Price has won twice.
Well, Michael Van Gerwen picking up where he's left off. Big maximum. Price already chasing.
98.
In those European tour events, they play a last 16 match on the Sunday afternoon. Then they play quarterfinals, semi-finals and final in the same evening session on the Sunday. So this is going to feel very familiar to both guys, but more so for Michael, who yet again leaves himself handily placed after 9 darts and even better after 12.
Yeah, it's just setting him up for himself up for tops, isn't it? Price will look to try and give himself something to aim at should Van Gerwen not make the cut. But with a double 20 tops, double 10 now, he has found the mark, and it's a 2-leg lead for Michael Van Gerwen.
Early stages and very important statements being sent by the Dutchman, because he takes out that 40 on dart 3 and he denies the opportunity to Price. I think if Michael misses that and Gerwen takes out the 74, he could be in for a slightly different first session here, of course. There will be a break after 7 legs. So does Gerwyn Price have a number in mind as to where he would ideally like to be placed? Of course he wants to be 7-0 up, that's not going to happen. But realistically, he would say, at worst, I need to be 4-3 down.
Can't afford a bigger gap than that. Especially with Van Gerwen, business mode. Look of steel in those eyes.
And no disrespect to Michael Van Gerwen whatsoever, but he looks in better nick this year in the Champions League than he did 12 months ago. He just looked a little bit unsure of himself in certain spots.
60.
He was defeated by Peter Wright at this stage just over 12 months ago. Right now, Gerwyn Price gets himself a 170, but it could be in vain. Not anymore, because Price has options.
82. Gerwen, you require 35.
Yeah, 11 for double 12. And he gets himself on the board, that's very important. A great answer, not his best leg, a 17 darter, but it was a good enough on this occasion.
Well, he's definitely going to have to cope with a partisan atmosphere, isn't he? That a wonderful passage of darts, greeted with boos, and all he's got to do is just try and snap any emotion around him and carry on playing darts like that. Not a bad visit.
I get the feeling that Gerwyn Price He's a little bit sick of the booze now. It's been going on for nearly a year, maybe even a little bit longer than that. And all he wants is a fair crack of the whip. That's very fair, and a little pointing of the nose at that one. A little bit of a microaggression from the Welshman.
139.
Played professional rugby in both league and union. Played hooker, he was right in the mix of the scrum. This is going to feel every bit as intense as one of those big rugby set pieces.
Trust me when I say this, I've played against Gerwyn Price many times. When he celebrates, it's loud. It's very, very loud. It's not going to be loud now because going for the 60, he doesn't get what he needs, but he gets plan B, which is setting up the double.
So that Gerwyn was after the treble 20. He's gone for the treble, looking for the double 7, and he checks out to establish a 2-leg lead again.
We talk a lot, Matt, about timing. That's good timing from Price, a good response to that 88 out from Van Gerwen. But one thing that Michael does more than anybody else in the world is time the finishes to perfection. We'll take one of those little 9s away from Price. We'll keep that one next to Michael's name for a little longer. How long? Wow, about 7 seconds.
4 deep that time. Just reminded me of that Michael Smith game last night where Smith got a 180 and you sensed a little bit of momentum built. And then Van Gerwen just went up, smashed the same figure, as if to say, just stay down there.
93.
Price livid with his last dart. Didn't get a 25, so now he needs 60 and ball. Too many darts are just missing on the wrong side of the wire. And he's giving Van Gerwen opportunities that he doesn't want to.
Treble 18.
Talk about the scenario of at worst being 4-3 down. This one has to go out. Double 8. To be 3-2 down. It's a must. It's there, and there's the first sign of celebratory action from the Welshman. He's going to go full tilt tonight and expect more.
The look on his face is fearsome. Van Gerwen can show signs of emotion, signs of a little intimidation around the hockey, but more than matched by Gerwyn Price, and he might just match him here. Oh, the maximum just fell shy, but a decent visit once more.
If Gerwyn Price is going to show 103 average, I expect Van Gerwen to probably have that one away for the rest of the match. They can both live at this level for a very long time.
96.
But if the Iceman does show that volume on stage, what Van Gerwen will do cleverly is not reciprocate until it's absolutely necessary.
A little bit of chanting for Gerwyn Price there. I hope he heard that one.
80. 145.
Not to be when using the treble 19, which has been so good to him this weekend and in the last few seasons. Now Price obviously can't take out 185 and 3. He can leave a shot just in case this 44 doesn't go. It should. Based on what's happened before in the match, he just seems to be taking out these smaller checkouts with the third dart just to give Gerwyn Price that little bit of hope, but no hope in that one.
Big maximum from Price, and the 9-darter. Hope is on.
There's also hope for him to be 4-3 down at the break, which is the worst case scenario that we talked about.
99.
Still a decent lead on Van Gerwen, but we know how big his scoring can be.
39.
Not the checkout he, should I say, the visit he was looking for.
Well, Van Gerwen on 4-1-8 after 6 darts.
96.
Another visit like the previous two, and we'll say that his form in this leg should be on the side of a milk carton.
106. 102.
Advantage Price by
126.
180 points, 190 points even.
They go for the treble 19.
86.
So he set himself up for the tops finish.
So tempting to go for that bullseye just to make a statement
59.
before the break.
Gerwyn,
But the pro that he is sets up tops to go into the break. 4-3 down, he's done that. No sign of celebration there from the Welshman. He's paced himself, but it is Van Gerwen who has the advantage. He will definitely still be favourite when we return.
Just the one leg down. And although he's against the darts here, it was the manner of the comeback, the manner upon the checkout, and the way he brought himself back into that game will have had Michael Van Gerwen, you know, maybe just questioning a few things.
Just needs to stay in touch with him. I love what Alan said in the studio about not changing what he's doing, because he is playing fabulously. They both are averaging a couple of clicks over 100. Michael Van Gerwen has a break of throw in the bank.
92.
And we talked about where he wants to be at the first break. Where does Gerwyn Price realistically need to be when it comes to the next break? If you ask me, he needs to be level. 7-all.
94. 120.
Van Gerwen can check out here with the Shanghai. Looking for tops. Oh, that was clinical. 5-3.
Well, there are Shanghais, and then there are Shanghais like that. Obviously, he was going for the middle of the 60 with dart 1. He utilises the right-hand side of the single 20, and then
140.
the most open part of the tops was at the left side, and he hit the left side. It just goes to show that these top-level dart players don't just go for the middle all the time. They pick their sections of where they're going as well.
Like a penalty taker almost, isn't it? You know, bottom corner, hit the keeper.
Well, when dart players start hitting the bottom corner, that's when they get really good.
Price
130.
comes away. 139.
Speaking of football, big PSV fan is Michael Van Gerwen.
60.
Very good friends with Robin van Persie. Robin van Persie came to Alexandra Palace to witness him win his 3rd world title back in January on New Year's Day.
100.
I'm sure Gerwyn Price has got a few friends who are over in Japan right now after a successful morning.
Yeah, I wonder how he juggled keeping across that game with his game prep. Not the ideal situation. Let me check out here, double 8. He'll have to go for double 4 next up if he gets the chance.
I've got a bad feeling for Gerwyn Price right now. That bad feeling was very wrong.
76.
And somewhat confidently, Michael Van Gerwen's hit a double to leave a double. That one nearly bust his score. A vital double 2. And a little bit of relief in that somewhat subdued celebration from the Welshman. He is still in touch. Only just.
Van Gerwen has had a few tussles in this one where he's been reeled in. Is this a maximum on the cards? Yes, it is. Gerwyn Price lighting up the arena.
100.
Gets another one of those. He'll be 141 points away from littering the arena.
133.
A good visit, but not to the crowd's liking, clearly.
138.
Yeah, that's the worst 2 treble visit they've ever seen, if there is such a thing. It's a great response from Gerwyn Price.
123.
It's out of his hands, even though he's left 65 after 9. We have seen one of these today from Michael Smith. It's not going to go now, but I said that Price needs to be level after 14 legs. He'll be level if he gets this 65. 1 dot it will be at tops. A central single 18 and a tops. 2 equalise and no celebration. He's in full focus mode and he's got the darts back.
Well, that was a break he was desperate for.
If you look at the back of the stage when Gerwen Price started this leg, Michael van Gerwen did something that we have quizzed for over a year. It happens
100.
when he really needs to start turning the screw. He starts pulling his socks up.
It's almost like a metaphorical turned physical, isn't it? Hoping to have that effect.
58.
Price comes away with 58.
Some things you just associate with Michael van Gerwen. One is the green. One is his phenomenal CV. And the other one is pulling his socks up at the end of the stage.
Well, interestingly, earlier you were saying about Peter Wright, how his outfit suits that belt. Michael van Gerwen will claim that his shade of green would stand up to the test as well.
Well, Peter Wright's not going to change his wardrobe this evening for the final, so it could be green versus green. But right now, Gerwen Price is trying to book that by saying it's going to be light blue versus green, and there's nothing wrong with this leg.
He'll have another shot at a double 10 to take out the leg. Dare I say it, take the lead.
These are all vital. But he is buzzing right now as Gerwen Price, looking to get his first win against the world #1 in his 17th attempt. So, dare we say it's 17th time lucky?
Yeah, he's run over a lot of black cats looking for that one. Just misses out on a maximum, but 140, a satisfactory outcome.
At the first break, we talked about them sustaining a level. Well, Price has actually gone up by about a point. Van Gerwen has gone down by about a point. It's small margins, but they are maintaining a fabulous world-class level, and it's making for a wonderful contest.
Semi-final quality. Oh, that was semi-final quality and a half. 180 for Van Gerwen. Maybe setting up a finish.
58.
Price fails to get to a finish, giving Van Gerwen breathing room which he probably doesn't need, and he definitely doesn't need after a world-class 6 darts from the world #1. 6-all.
And it trucks along again.
97.
So tough to call.
Treble 19 has been Michael's best friend in many scenarios in the last few seasons.
58.
When he struggles on the 60, he switches more than anybody in the world. More often than not, it is effective. Doesn't on this occasion, but he'll take that after 2 treble 20s to start.
Price looking to match it. And gets another 180. Big stuff from him. 5 in the game so far.
98.
Trims off the 8, Van Gerwen, to leave an easier finish. Funnily enough, in darts, 130 is easier than 128.
Michael, you require 130.
Didn't get a treble, which he needed for a potential bull shot. Now Price will look at the 17s here. Wants to leave tops. Should do. Single needed. Big dart for tops.
88.
And dare I say it, 72 has been good to Van Gerwen. This is the number he hit to win his first world title.
Tops. Oh, and he hits it. That's ruthless from Van Gerwen.
14 flag, Michael to throw first. Game on.
He did exactly that to win his first world title. Dare I say it, a slightly more subdued celebration, but the biggest celebration from Michael in this match so far. And he does time them to perfection. That was a breaker throw.
He's going to have to earn that place in the final.
60.
He's been there before. 2016. Beaten by Phil the Power Taylor.
55.
Otherwise, it's eluded him. A little bit more further now. Sorry.
Price can still get to 7-all at the break, but he may have to rely on a mistake from Michael van Gerwen. He's definitely going to have to rely on a mistake now. Or is he? He's trying to replicate what Peter Wright did earlier by converting 341 and 6. One of the hardest things to do on a dartboard.
58.
But if Price can get a minimum of 105 here, he still has a chance. He's going to get more. 145 is a brilliant, brilliant return for what he's just done.
Looking for double 18.
74.
Oh, wide at the time in the end.
That one was way over the bar. Very much like a Chris Waddle penalty. Tops for 7-all. It is 7-all. The plot thickens. A wonderful game of darts. When these guys return.
This has been interesting and dramatic because of the quality.
Very few errors from both players. And if we're trying to find errors, we are really nitpicking in a game of millimetres.
Van Gerwen. Almost opening up with the perfect 3 darts.
Really intrigued to see how Gerwyn Price starts this final session. He's up against it because Van Gerwen has come out like a locomotive.
Plenty of thoughts, no doubt, swimming through the mind of Gerwyn Price.
100.
And from 299, there is one mistake you can make, and that is to start on the 20s. Because of what he's just done, he cannot leave a finish if you don't get a 60 with the first start. You've got to start on 19, so I think that's a tactical stroke mathematical error, and it was academic anyway because of the brilliance of the man in green. 81 out, an 11 darter, statement of intent, and a break of throw from Michael to start what could be the final charge.
There's he ramping up for the big finish. He needs just 3 legs now to take out Gerwyn Price and meet Peter Wright in that Champions League of Darts final.
59.
I was saying yesterday that the player who wore the right colour would get the belt around their shoulder. Well, if Van Gerwen does get through, well, it's definitely going to the right colour because there's green everywhere here. And there'll be green everywhere on the players' shirts.
It'll be like a green army, essentially, won't it? Either way.
Well, not in Plymouth. Well, if Van Gerwen is in the final, it's going to be Price who's green with envy.
Price needs another treble, and guess what?
Just held back a microsecond there just to look towards the VIP area where his wife is sitting. A lot of dart players tend to look to their left if they're right-handed and find someone of comfort and inspiration.
139, Michael Bar 102.
So he missed the treble 20, he's got the bull, double 16, oh!
86.
Not quite for Van Gerwen.
74.
Every exchange like this now is vital. Michael misses. Gerwen shouldn't. And doesn't. That's clinical. And it's 8-all now. This game, like the Carpenters, has only just begun.
Begin a bit, do us a bit.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Treble 19 there for Price. 134 on his initial visit.
140.
I cannot stress enough how impressive it is for these guys to be maintaining these averages and the double stats over the course of this distance. It's very difficult indeed. It's testament to their belief and the training they put in on that practice board over the course of months and years.
Price hammers those darts into the board, but
93.
that last treble just rescuing the visit. Pretty high checkout levels as well.
92, going across 134.
Can Price take the lead again? He's going to look at tops. That was the safe miss. If he goes north of tops there,
94.
he then probably won't leave one dart for the leg. He's going to come back now because Van Gerwen cannot take out the 170.
59.
The pendulum in this game has been swinging left and right, unbelievably. We get the boos, and we get the cheer from Gerwyn. Price is not reacting to it, which is very smart indeed.
He's taking Van Gerwen into a place he doesn't want to be. Deep in the legs.
139.
I've got to think that he's taken inspiration from what happened with Wales this morning against France. He's that kind of player. He does get inspired by his country.
Yeah, the dragon on the back of the shirt, a sign of his heritage and nationality and pride in his country. Plenty of orange around the arena too to cheer on Van Gerwen as he sent one searing towards the maximum, but it just drifted over the top.
Marvellous starts from Gerwyn Price. He might not get another shot, but you've got to admire what he's just done. Double 14 for Van Gerwen. He might have to hit it, and he has. Oh, this game is just so good.
Time is ticking on. The arena is finding its voice. And bang! That's superb from Gerwyn Price, who finds a maximum to kick off the leg.
134.
Well, if you were thinking of having a Horlicks in about 20 minutes and going to bed, don't.
100.
Look at the disappointment on the face of the Welshman with a ton. That's how good this game is.
96.
And look at the 25 now. Hates
92.
that miss. Second time he's done that in this match, where he's gone for a 25er ball and he's hit a 12 to leave 129.
93. Going across 129.
It didn't hurt him though, because Van Gerwen couldn't get south of 170. Doesn't need to go bull, and probably shouldn't.
85.
Missed the big number, but the upside is you will be back, and he will come back for 4 on tops. But the pressure's on.
93. Going Uruguay 44.
Price with a big exhale of the cheeks. Puts it in the 4. The tops awaits. And he gets it to 2-9. Goodness me, we are seeing some darts.
He's playing this game brilliantly, as Gerwyn Price. He's not getting carried away with the situation. He knows this is only half of the job tonight. He needs to leave some form of adrenaline in the tank, but he needs enough to get over the line. He needs 1. Van Gerwen needs 2.
134.
We saw last year Peter Wright overcome Van Gerwen, and then an inspired
42.
Gary Anderson took him out in the final. As you say, only part of the job done, but it would be such a grueling semi to have come through from Price if he manages it.
If he's going to do it, it's going to be in a last leg shootout. Just laying up for tops, sensible stuff from Michael. It should be 10-all in a second. And what is vital now is the fact that Gerwen Price won the bullseye in the practice room. He will throw first in the last leg. When we get there, which is in about 3 or 4 seconds.
21st and final leg.
Absolutely no respite for either player. A fist pump, almost like the end of a last round in boxing. Two fighters have slugged it out. Only one winner, one place in the Champions League of Darts final.
We've had some classics in the Champions League in the last few years. Sulevic versus Barneveld, Anderson versus Van Gerwen are probably the two best that we've had. This one is now part of that list of games.
100.
Almost a suck of the teeth there from Price and frustration.
93.
Double switch from Van Gerwen and gets the treble on dart 3. Price gets nothing in the way of trebles, and it could be advantage Van Gerwen now.
Against the darts.
95.
This is where pros like to hit 180s. In the approach to the finish. What they don't want are treble-less visits. The trebles have deserted the man in white and light blue.
Another grimace. Van Gerwen, meanwhile, ruthlessly efficient.
33.
Again, that treble 19. Best friend to Michael. Does Gerwen Price believe he's going to get a shot? Full credit to him to pressurise the 46, but it's all in the hands of the Dutchman.
Van Gerwen, 14, double 16 to take his place in the final. He does in a 21-leg classic. Gerwen Price, so brave, but it's the magic Mike Van Gerwen who heads to the final to face Peter Wright and maybe just take out that elusive Champions League.
If ever there were legs to define the emotion that goes through darts, it was right there. Swung one way, then the other, and then that was all over Michael Van Gerwen's face right at the end. That's what it meant.
I have to say that both players have to take a bow. Even the crowd were on both players' side towards